draft, the ranch, the frisbee touchdown friends. The cow took a dump in the doorway of its pen. Welcome to the People's Pod.
We're live.
Hey,
Howdy, Buckaroo.
People's Podcast back in action. Oh, cheers. Oh, you drank without me? It's already off to a great start.
Here's while I was drinking. It's fine. Howdy, partner. We're live. The People's Pod. Welcome to the People's Podcast.
September 2nd, 2021.
We have a great episode planned for you boys. This episode is the draft weekend recap. Bwah, bwah, bwah.
Week 0.
Week 0. Yeah. And week 1 pregame analysis of week 1.
Yeah, whatever you just said. 4 days post-draft. What have you been up to?
Let's see.
That I don't know about.
Yeah, back to work. After the news drop on Monday, I've been living in the living room of the new house.
Oh, you have your own little quarantine going.
Yeah. Mini quarantine. I wear my mask when I go to the bathroom, which is conveniently on the other side of our bedroom. But yeah, it's been wonderful, like finally living here and like commingling, and like Ashley today was super into work, like during the lunch hour. So she was working outside, and so I just like made us a meal. I'm cooking in there with my mask on, sauteing veggies, making turkey burger patties, toasting bread, and I took it out there like
Toasting bread.
It's just fun having that like codependence. I don't know. And then like when it came time to clean up, she like handled everything because I cooked everything. I don't know. It's fun. We're still figuring out where things belong. There's still a lot of like boxes on the floor. I don't know if you can see under my armpit, but yeah. Yeah, that's fun. And this is fun. We started Survivor last night. Stu and Amber lit a fire under me to start watching Survivor again. And
Season 1, episode 1?
Season 1, episode 1.
Wow.
So funny to like see the drastic change in technology. Like it's borderline tough to watch because
I would imagine.
so low, yeah. And then it's super fun because Jeff Probst is a baby, and he like isn't like, he's clearly confident in himself, but he also like stumbles a lot in things that he should be saying. Like at one point he's like, "Welcome to the challenge," because I think he forgot immunity,
It's like, what kind of timing still? The inflection. Welcome to the challenge. Welcome to the challenge.
Oh my God, yeah. And he's not hype when he talks. He's very calm, like there are 2 tribes that have been given 2 minutes to take everything off of this boat. He's just like, just explaining things instead of like, I don't know. It's so fun. He doesn't narrate the challenges, where like, one of his key things is like, Collins falling way behind.
I love that. I was going to say that. Yeah. And bringing up the rear, they really need to get their shit together.
They're really going to have to hustle if they have any chance.
That's the best part of Survivor, is him talking shit on people during the challenges.
Like being annihilated, yeah. So that's fun. And it's like pre-alliances forming or anything. So like the first night, people like somewhat talk about who they're going to vote out, but nobody's like, "I'm voting with you," It's so weird. It's so fun. It's a completely different show than the one that's happening right now. Yeah. So that's
direction.
Yeah.
We've already had one surprise on the podcast. I didn't expect to talk about Survivor.
Hey,
Here we are. I guess you can't escape it.
By the end of this season, everybody will be Survivor watchers.
So for those of you who don't live at the U, we moved out this last Monday and Tuesday. So basically, Curtin Weaver and I woke up in Concord, took Stu's car. So we got a ride to the BART station to downtown Oakland, then took an Uber from there to the airport, and then took a plane from Oakland to Santa Barbara, landed in the early afternoon, and then just got to cleaning, or more like separating. So the biggest lift that we all had to do was divvying up the communal stuff and deciding what we were going to toss. And most of that happened on Tuesday. It was a Monday, actually. Did we put the stuff out on Monday night or Tuesday?
Monday, yeah.
We did do Monday. So yeah, we had this giant pile of communal shit that nobody wanted that we put on the side of the road. And then Weaver made a post on Craigslist saying, come get some free shit. And literally like within 10 minutes or less, there was a bunch of people out there like vultures on a carcass, just rifling through all of our previous house stuff.
Yeah. I think the only thing left was like several ornaments that had fallen out of the box, like in transit. Leaving.
And the ultimate encyclopedias. I saw that too. Nobody took them. Oh. And actually, Ruben, who's the gardener at the U, the controversial figure. Yeah, he actually went out there on Tuesday when we were there doing our final touch-ups, and he would just like chucking the rest of the trash into a different trash can, or trash, free stuff on the side of the road, but a lot of it was glass. He just like shattering these glasses in this trash can and like throwing all the other random stuff in there. Comfy couch also was put on the side of the road, and it survived at least one night.
No, I tried to flip it. Tried to get $50 on the last minute Craigslist post, but no takers.
And so, yeah, the U is no more, or at least the U 4.0 is no more. It'll live on in the young bucks, but I wouldn't be surprised if a name changes in order.
Let's just say we will be playing Beer Die at the U reincarnate.
They haven't heard The Last of Us.
We will be back.
We did leave a 30 rack in the fridge.
And like a metric fuckload of things in the garage.
But anyway, so I went from the U to Chelsea's place, where I am now. Chelsea is abroad. She was in Romania for the past like 2.5 weeks, and then today went to Prague in the Czech Republic.
She's abroad? That's news to me. Sorry. Gentlemen, come on. She's abroad.
Anyway, so
off into the mic. That's podcasting 101. Have some respect.
Well, I wanted to shut that thought off right there, that lowbrow humor. Anyway, I've been basically very sick the whole time. So yeah, the COVID Bill news dropped on Monday, which, Bill, that sucks, by the way, that you're missing your Europe trip. Super bummer.
Super.
Everyone's getting those rapid tests. Now the legit no swab tests are coming in. Everybody seems to be testing negative. I got my real swab test today, but basically between Tuesday night and now, I've had some phantom illness, which actually I think is not really phantom at all. It's a combination of smoke inhalation plus copious alcohol plus questionable food plus no sleep.
Questionable food?
Well, I don't eat very many greens.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
So,
and Mandarin Palace.
I had more, I think I had more alcohol percentage than any kind of sustainable food source. So yeah, Wednesday was a huge drag for me. I had an early work meeting, and then I basically slept the entire morning until like the early afternoon. And I've been pretty unmotivated to be productive at work through the sickness and like getting back to the real world. But feeling okay now. I can actually speak, because like yesterday morning, I legit had to not talk on any of my like company calls. I was like, I could only be a fly on the wall. And I had to reschedule client meetings because of it, because I couldn't speak. I sound like a gargoyle.
You're a gargoyle, Harry. That's brutal, man. I think we
Things are
all.
looking up. Just like you and your standing desk.
Yeah, I muted myself because it makes some noise. I'm not trying to have that background audio. And then slowly try to like manage it with the table. I can pull it off in meetings sometimes, but it's also funny to like get those private slacks. Like I saw you sitting down from your stand-up desk or vice versa. Yeah. It's pretty silly. Anyways, shall we hop into the draft weekend? You talked a lot about the smoke. Let's just go ahead and say that that was not a high for my weekend. This segment, we're calling, I guess we should call it the booms and busts of the weekend.
Yeah, but that's a different segment later on.
No, keep with the same theme though.
It's week 0. We're still getting back into the swing of things.
It's true. Yeah, I'm only beginning my tequila and lime with margarita mix.
That's right. Yeah, I'm only on my can 1 of my sickness remedy, the black booch, as O'Malley said.
That the charcoal in there will help detoxify yourself.
They took the charcoal out. There's no more charcoal in the black ones.
Okay, so it's just shitty then, huh?
Oh, it's great.
I drank one. I've been holding out on Juneshine forever, and as like an ode to Colin, we all drank a drink in the garage on Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday, and I asked Colin if I could drink one of his Juneshines as my goodbye drink. And for the next 3 or 4 hours, I had serious heartburn from this one. One can just bent me over.
It's like your first beer. You got to build up a tolerance.
Dude, yeah. I thought that I was with all the wow, what's the non-alcoholic version called? Brain fart. Yes, kombucha. I've been drinking
kombucha. Yeah,
I've been drinking kombucha at work, training to try to like Boochcraft, but
double your kombucha intake.
I felt like I had to go into the medicine cabinet and get our big old bottle of Tums, just like eating it like his throat coat pills.
Oh my God, throat coat.
That was pretty funny. All right, so
before we go, I must say they were Curtis's Juneshines, as
Oh.
the Jingle Meister, and I'm sure he'll listen to the pod. So shout out Curtis for providing the last shared drink for the U 4.0.
Yeah, that was a good moment. Anyways, highs and lows from the draft weekend. My high was being the undisputed champion of the world for cornhole. I hope that didn't turn out too loud. I tried to back away, but
I think the audio cut out because you're being too loud.
Oh shit.
It like silenced you.
Oh, well, anyways, yeah. Me pulling a Dirk Nowitzki and just having the time of my life. I've never shot so well at cornhole ever. That's just, I think what happened there was I was at the optimal level of drinking. We've all been at that level, right, for beer pong. And then I think I had like several turns of a bag like dangling and not falling in or like bouncing in a weird way, and it like triggered me into my like Weaver freak out mode, but I've like learned to channel it for good, and so I got like hyper focused and was just having a blast. It was funny going into the game when it like really started to turn on. Was we were against Curtis, and Curtis was just up there like just disc golfing. Like he had the same stance, he wasn't moving at all. He was just like putting it right in front of the hole, into the hole, right in front of the hole, into the hole. So it's like, Pebbles, dude, all right, I'll take Curtis and I'll like try to nullify him, and you just have to fuck up his teammate. I don't even remember who it was because
O'Malley.
O'Malley, yeah.
The lefties.
Yeah. Pebbles v. O'Malley. I'll take that matchup every single day of the week, except for in running. Yeah, and so that was our strategy going into that matchup, and then it turned out that I just blew my load continuously.
Adam and I went over
Yeah,
in
that's
the cornhole. I blame you for fucking with my shot. You got in my head. You had me trying all these different things.
uh,
So yeah, it's definitely not due to my infrequent cornhole playing.
right. Your terrible throw was terrible, and so any advice made you still terrible.
Well, some of my changed form shots completely missed the board. I'm so sorry, Adam.
That's fun. How about you? What was your high?
Well, to mirror your undefeated cornhole, Evan and I went 4-0 in beer pong, including overtime win against Stu and O'Malley when they made the last 4 cups on rebuttal, which was pretty clutch on their part. But Evan and I were on. I made many last cups. I don't know if it was 3 of 4 or 4 of 4, but that felt good.
Yeah, you
That felt
two,
good.
you beat me and Bill when we were behind the whole game. We took the lead. Last cup, you had 2 left, and then you and Evan sank the last 2, and that was a heartbreaker.
Did we sync? I can't remember. I feel like one team we did that too, where we like made 2 last ones, got balls back, and then like double tapped.
That wasn't us.
Yes. I was very drunk during the beer pong tournament. All the games just kind of blend together. Also a high was my time trial, fastest time trial for everybody in relays.
Yeah, that's fun.
25 seconds and change. Although I then went 0-3 in the actual competition. So thank God I got that first round bye.
Oh, man.
1 of 6.
I was really gunning for that first round bye. It off.
Shout out to and his 3+ minute time trial.
Holy shit, how fun.
And we're all like snickering. You guys do. Snicker. Oh, you're right there. Oh.
Dude, is this the greatest hate to love to see it?
I think you love to see it.
Everybody loved to see it, but at some point though, we like started to feel bad.
Like, all right, now he's 2 minutes over the last person's second to last time.
Like not even Stu deserves this fate.
He ended up beating me the actual bracket, or I guess I don't know if it was the beer bracket at that point, but whatever. Can't really hate that hard.
Dude, is he? Yeah, he's a classic case of Dickerous. He's had a good run. He's kind of like Adam in the pre-modern era. Had a good run, and then he's been a cellar dweller for a bit now.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see what happens if he can make a triumphant return or not.
So speaking of the time trial, you want to talk about your low?
Oh yeah, my low obviously was the time trial. I was even shocked at how instantly I reacted to it. I think that I got fucked by all the White Claws from earlier in the day when we were
When
playing.
you were on your tear in cornhole?
Yeah, I don't know what it was. But yeah, normally, it hits me in like the second or third round. Normally I can power through those first couple. But yeah, it was bad. It was embarrassing. I was shook to my core. And everybody else was shook with me. So that's cool. Yeah, hope we never do that again. Honestly, I think it'd be cool to keep the time trial just a one and done, like golden goal situation.
Akin to the longest drive or the closest to pin.
Yeah, just a bunch of random events like that. Yeah. And if I puke after one beer, then I'm willing to accept that fate personally. But
hey, we have it on record, everybody. He's saying it now. He's willing to puke for at least one beer.
Willing to puke for the time trial, yeah. Or yeah, I also proposed this at the time. I was like, what if we just did it with water cups and no drinking? You bounce it into a water cup, you flip an empty cup, and then you shoot on water. Obviously, we love to drink, and so just another alternative. I'm not trying to get rid of it completely, just proposing alternatives. Anyway,
It sucks that you threw up. But I feel it's kind of in the same vein of people complaining about doing the ranch mile or incorporating disc events. I think people don't want to do things that they're not good at,
I know.
which is like
Yeah.
classic rabble material. Like everyone wants to get the one leg up, to get the advantage. They don't want to do things they're not good at.
Yeah, well, I think vomiting kind of is on a different tier of not wanting to do something. And I honestly, I wasn't like trying to vomit either. Like I was like, again, surprised. I'm committed to the 2-3 like vomit range. number one is brutal. Anyways, what was your low? Enough about me. Let's talk about your lows.
Sure. Yeah. So the lowest of the low was Saturday morning for me. As everyone knows, Friday night, Adam and I were wrestling a little bit, and I hurt myself. Just like instantly, just like, oh, that did not feel very good. But we were hammered, so it was like, this is like whatever, it's fine. So Saturday morning, I woke up in so much pain. I thought my arm was broken. I was like, this is really not good. And like hungover, right? And to top it all off, those like crazy cramps you'll get in your foot or your leg if you like flex the wrong way when you wake up?
Yeah.
I had like the worst that I can remember, one of those in my right calf. So I was like, I woke up. This actually might have what woke me up, was like, oh, I'm starting to cramp. I feel it. And then I like move my leg the wrong way or whatever. And instantly it's like this fucking rock in my right calf. And I'm just like dying because of this cramp, which it honestly didn't go all the way away until like Monday. So the whole entire weekend, I was feeling this cramp in my leg. And then after that just like settled in, I was like, oh, my arm is fucked up. And I'm hungover. And like, I think I had set a relatively early alarm just to not be a sack of shit, like a 9 a.m. or something. And after that was all happening, I just like, I'm not getting out of bed. This is where I'm going to die in this bed. I'm not getting up. So that was the lowest of the low for me. And my arm is mostly back to normal now. Everyone, I'm sure, very concerned. Still a little pain in it. I actually was like flipping the koozie that I have and like felt a little jolt of pain in my elbow. So I was like, okay, not completely back yet, but not bad enough to where I'm actually going to do anything about it.
A Q label, but you'll be playing.
If I had to play a Frisbee game tomorrow, I don't know. I'd be very Q. Probably D.
Wow.
I don't think I could take any kind of like physical like bumping or pushing on my arm.
Yeah, that's not good.
But I'll be fine. And then I don't know if this actually is really a low because it's so universal through everyone in the league, but just being shooketh during the draft. A few picks for like my guy was taken right before me. And so then I'm like, classic, what do? I'm frozen, I'm drunk, and now people are yelling at me. Stu's yelling at me. He's sitting right next to me. He's yelling at me.
Dude, Stu started way early with those, like in the first couple rounds, and also way early, like maybe 15 seconds into your turn. I am a stalwart defender that those were premature early calls from him.
And he himself in the later rounds had a few of those elongated
little pot calling the kettle hot, if you know what I mean. Dude, you being shook on draft day, I hate to love to see it. Like draft is so fun, but you just have some trademark moves where I just love seeing it. You're just sitting there staring off into the distance with your eyes wide open. Then the temple rub.
this one, yeah.
And with the deep breaths as well. I love watching you when you're turned up. That's part of my favorite things to look forward to on draft
You're
day.
not alone.
I think another one is like there's always somebody that randomly has the magazine of rankings. Like somehow.
Bacon. I don't know if it's random. It's always bacon. Yeah, he always buys that shit.
Didn't Scott do it one year? Scott did it when he came to the Fortress one year.
Maybe so.
Yeah, that's also a favorite of mine. It's much more rare than Colin being shook, but honorable mentions for my high is me and Bill coming back from the 9-1 deficit in beer pong. I think it was 9-1. That might be a drunken exaggeration. That's what I remember us exaggerating.
Remember who you were playing?
I think it was Adam. I don't. But I do remember that we exploded an island, and that was, just a ridiculous 6th cup thing. And then we got balls back again. It was just wild. No, I think with Adam is when I made the first 7 of my 8 shots. Yeah, that was wild too. I was blacked out. Anyways, that was honorable shout out for my high for the weekend, and honorable shout out for my low of the weekend.
Oh,
yeah, Bacon Senior taking over the grill from. We all know that feeling.
Let me show you how it's done, son.
Dude, yeah, the backseat griller. Is there anything more triggering than a backseat griller? I'm immediately thinking of Stu in this because, I know that he and I are in the same boat. Like, it's my grill. Don't even look at the grill right now. The only thing that you can say is need a beer or do you need a plate? That's all I want to hear when I'm grilling. Or like, how about them Dodgers? Like, that's a good. Don't even look at the food, man.
There's a Family Guy sketch where they're like all 4 of them around the grill. Peter's like, hey, flip that one. And they like flip the burger. I'll go, yeah.
We're all just like cheering it on.
Yeah.
That's fun. Maybe I should try to adjust my grilling.
Yeah, I mean, I think there are different levels, right? But yes, the definitely taking over is a huge sign of disrespect. You don't want backseat grilling though either, like someone constantly checking on you.
Yeah. Hey, when's the last time you flipped those things, huh? Oh, grill's a little hot.
I just flipped them.
Why don't you take these tongs and go fuck yourself?
Take a lap. Go take a lap.
Yeah, go take a lap. Hey, I think the coleslaw needs to be taken out of the fridge.
Toss the coleslaw.
Dude, is that your second juice? You got a
Yep.
right there?
Uh-huh.
Nice. All right. I'm going to go grab a brew dog while you take us through your honorable
All right,
mention.
and I'll talk about my alternate highs, my runner-up highs. So first of which was Bacon disc golf. Glad we actually got to do it. Obviously very smoky on Saturday, but Sunday after it all, playing the 18 holes, first 9 being on that one basket we all shot for closest to pin, relatively small, then back 9 being a slog up and down hilly pastures, whatever, hills. Awesome that the course is made. Awesome that it's there. I look forward to the continued evolution of it. Super fun that Bacon has that ability to construct his own course. That's I feel like it blends a lot of his passions and just like interest in general for all of us. So very cool that course exists and that we got to play it and that it's going to evolve over time.
Yeah, I agree. That's so epic. Like, I thought it was such a cool thing to have a disc golf course, right? Like, that was just such a fun thing. And it was never even in the realm of possibilities to me to like come up with a course like that. And so just to have like one that actually has walking to it and like,
Right.
like difficulty of shots, that's dope. Also,
struggle. Another high that just came to me when we did the longest drive, Bill shooting out of bounds, then you immediately following him with the same out of bounds shot.
Dude, who knew
We
that
love to see that.
gale force winds just beyond the tee pad that we couldn't feel? Talk about an advantage. I was fucked up. But also, this was a Dickerous moment. My hubris got a hold of me because I was a champion for having dual out of bounds lines, right? There was a fence on the left, fence on the right, and it got skinnier the deeper you went. And I thought that was a fun wrinkle, you know, like you can throw far, but also you better not throw out of bounds. And then like overwhelmingly got vetoed. So within those two, my AirPods are getting involved. Things getting weird.
Yeah, you cut out for a second there. Only for like a second.
So I really wanted to throw it deep and within the two barriers. So
like my shot.
Yes, probably. I couldn't because I was.
You're slogging through the out of bounds.
Do you remember the nuclear thistles that we dealt with in Austin? How could you forget?
How could I forget? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, so these were like the lieutenants of those nuclear thistles. However, they were the horde. Oh my God. I literally threw away my shoes. I literally threw away my shoes after walking 100 yards in that terrible, terrible dead meadow. Socks and all. Like, I started picking them out and I was in pain too because there's like a million of them. I started picking them out and I just gave up. I looked at my shoe and there was no recovery. They weren't even, no. I wanted to burn that whole field down after that.
Probably why it was out of bounds. Bacon's trying to look out for us.
You know, you're probably right. And there was barbed wire, so you couldn't even just hop back. Had to.
Also, after that, the pool chilling was nice on Sunday. Being in the pool and enjoying that, and having the Bacon family get some pizza delivered, which was great, and beers, which we like barely broke into because we had to get on the road. But just the post disc golf, which I was like sweating from head to toe. Pool chilling was nice.
Yeah. I was on the pool chilling squad, pool chilling crew the whole time, and it was no regrets for me.
My other alternate high is the almost unfathomable occurrence of our entire group agreeing to 5 events to do after we only had like one really going into Saturday, like midday after all the smoke, right? So not only were we able to agree upon some events, but we got to 5, which I think the more events, the better, because then you have, better sample size, more points, yada, yada. So that was cool to have the 5 events.
Yeah, I agree. And I think at that point, everybody was like willing to compromise because the smoke had just like taken control. Yeah. Everybody faces adversity. We're all in it together. Like, okay, fine. I'm not that good, but we need to do something. I get it. Yeah. Well, should we finished with the extracurriculars, right? There's no more shout outs to be had.
I think it's impossible to say there'll be no more shout outs.
That's true. Yeah. We'll start thinking of things as we get deeper into our drunken stupor. Like, oh, I have that drunken thought about that drunken thing that I did back in that drunken weekend. I told Ashley that I was going to drink, and she's like, but do you not remember drinking all last weekend? And I just like thought to myself, wow, are we married? And I told her that, and she got a good laugh.
She's like, ha ha ha. The other room. Yeah. Yes, I think my days of binge drinking are numbered as well. So take advantage of them while they're here.
She got out of the house. I was like, honey, just so you know, I'm gonna get good and drunk while you're gone. So don't expect like a pickup or anything. To send an Uber. If you need one, I'm sending an Uber. Yeah.
Sounds like a recipe for an argument later.
It's all about, clear communication and setting expectations. And uh that's where I'll stop
That's
talking.
a separate podcast.
Thank goodness she's
You're
not.
like, the door opens. Oh shit.
Let's get
Yes,
into
let's
the
move
draft.
on. Yeah, 5 minutes later.
What's your favorite pick of the whole draft?
Yes. While I did not meticulously study every single pick of all 16 rounds, I would say that the one that stood out to me that was very easy was Myles Gaskin, taken by Senior Bacon in the 5th. O'Malley and No One Fucks Like Gascon did really well with him as a relatively unknown back last year. This year, he definitely had some hype, but also had some question marks with Malcolm Brown and others in that Miami backfield, but definitely was someone that I was targeting in the draft and who I think is going to get the lion's share of that backfield. The Dolphins are only going to be better now that they have a better receiving core to his second year. The coach quarterback combo second year, the whole evolution of that offense. I think Gaskin in the 5th by Bacon was great. And another pick which kind of shook me because I was penciling him into my 5th round pick there.
That's fun. I love Gaskin, especially just because nobody fucks like Gascon.
Yep. It is known.
For me, my favorite pick of the whole draft was Trey Sermon. And
big eye roll.
Don't get it twisted. It's not because it's a great pick per se.
Are you wearing a Niners jersey?
I am wearing a Niners jersey. No, I think that this pick was hilarious because of all the extracurriculars that happened afterwards. You just setting up a campsite in Stu's head, just chirping at him over and over, oh, that Trey Sermon. Stu was so shook that he had to go and I don't know if he actually watched highlights about Trey Sermon. He definitely joked about it, right? So that's
definitely didn't help the Wi-Fi situation if he did.
Oh my God, yeah, the Wi-Fi. Talk about home field advantage, by the way.
He's got the book and we're all like, it won't refresh. It won't refresh.
100%, yeah.
I'm chuckling himself all the way to the J.K. Dobbins pick.
Oh, the J.K. Dobbins pick, yeah, geez. That's honorable mention for my least favorite pick for sure. Yeah, that Trey Sermon pick, it's probably going to pan out. However, that was my favorite just because of all of the things that came from it, not because it's a great value pick or anything like that.
Yeah, I have an honorable mention for my favorite, and my boy, me and Marvin Jones. Everybody was joking about when am I going to draft Marvin Jones? When am I going to draft Marvin Jones? Well, I was planning on drafting Marvin Jones for sure. And had I not been in dire straits in the running back department, I may have taken him that round before Brad did, but I did not. And then Brad picked him up and a little bit of me died. But I do think it's actually a solid pick because with the rookie quarterback in burgeoning offense where Marvin Jones is a veteran who's going to be the slot guy, I think he's going to have a lot of targets. Jaguars are going to be losing in a lot, if not all of their games. So Marvin Jones is going to be heavily involved. So 10th round, great value.
Yeah, I'm betting on Laviska.
Currently on someone's bench. He's on your bench?
My bench, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I'm just hoping that he can be the one to prosper from the Jags being so far behind. But yeah, I love it when you go back to the wall. It's just a tale as old as time. Colin and his team.
I think I did a pretty good job of not. Well, actually, who knows? I got Chubb and Hopkins.
What? Okay.
I got a lot of new guys on my team.
Chubb,
I got a lot of new guys on my team.
You were gunning for Marvin Jones. And if we pop over, if we just imagine an alternative universe, a la Marvel, and talk about fantasy basketball, think about your boy K Love.
He was really good that one year.
That one year. Oh yeah. And oh man, who was the guy on the Knicks this year?
Randall, who also was extremely good
It's
until the
Randall.
playoffs.
He's your boy too. Yeah. Anyways, you always have a couple guys that you always.
This is a football podcast.
I know, but it's funny because it's even in alternative universes, you have the same personality for your boys, which is cool.
Who's your least favorite pick?
My least favorite pick. Oh God, it was Kyler Murray. And again, this doesn't have anything to do with value because I think it's a phenomenal pick by value. I can't believe that Kyler Murray dropped where he did. And that's why it's my least favorite pick because I went up to the draft board wanting to draft Kyler Murray. And then I was thinking to myself, ooh, how cool would it be to have the Russell Wilson, DK Metcalf stack? Oh, and I do love Russ. Oh, and I also was shook at the time for a couple picks before me. Let's see if I can look it up real quick. God, this is the worst doing so. Oh, yeah. I was going to take Mark Andrews or TJ Hawkinson with this pick. And they both got swooped before me. And so I was like, oh, God, all right, I'm going Kyler. Oh, God, stack. So anyways, I think that my pick is most people's least favorite pick are like, what are you doing, guy? Pick. So
you're looking at the man in the mirror, is what you're saying.
I'm looking at the man in the mirror. And why did you not listen to the experts?
Yeah, you drafted with your heart and not your head, which is a mistake. The stack is a mirage. Everyone's getting points no matter who they're playing with.
Last year it was Kittle. This year it was Wussel.
Okay.
Can't part ways with a good Wussel.
Yeah, I mean, Wilson's good. He's not a good fantasy quarterback as Kyler is. And I saw you put Kyler as your least favorite pick, and I was about to bring the heat down on you because you were whispering in my ear a la worm tongue, being like, oh, just take Kyler with your next pick. It's great. You're perfect. I know all your boys are being drafted, but just take Kyler. I was like, yeah, that is a good idea. And so when I saw his least favorite picker here, I was going to be like, what the hell? But as you're being the man in the mirror, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, if he had fallen to you, that would have just been insane value for you. It already was insane value.
I had already accepted that I was going to get him, and then I didn't.
Yeah, it just
another shook its moment.
You had to make it past Dak Prescott.
Yeah. So my least favorite pick was Saquon Barkley at number 4 overall. I think the talent is undeniable, but huge injury concerns, and especially when you're taking him ahead of Derrick Henry and Ezekiel Elliott, mega eyebrow raises to that. I don't know if this is Brad being unprepared or rolling the dice or a combination of both, but I was surprised when that happened. That I didn't plan on being surprised by a pick that early in the draft.
Completely agreed. When I went to bed after the draft order competitions had finished, I had come to terms with Ezekiel Elliott again after dealing with him last year and the Dak Prescott injury and all the things that came with it. But I was ready. I was I'm ready to give my boy a second chance. Fool me once, fool me twice. I was in it. And then to have the option between him and Derrick Henry, who I absolutely adore. Yeah, that one's tough, especially considering he's questionable for game 1. What?
I wonder who has his backup.
Is that you? Who's his backup? Devontae Booker? Didn't that guy get cut? Devontae Booker is just not good.
Could be a starting running back week 1.
Hey, Nice. Well done.
Honorable mentions. Who you got?
My honorable mention for my least favorite pick, I have two of them. J.K. Dobbins to Bacon. Now, I think that if this had happened to any single other person, I would have been less vocal about it. Maybe one of the guys online, like Brad in Africa. I don't know how news arrives in Africa, if the internet works the same.
The internet's like a few days behind. That's fucked up.
That is fucked up. I feel terrible about saying that. But that being said, right, like he's got to catch up on like a mountain's worth of news. So maybe he missed.
True. Very true. Very true.
Maybe that's what I was trying to say. Anyways, Bacon with his little fucking magazine dropping that, and like Bacon is everybody's best friend. We can't just let this guy die. So that was my least favorite pick, number one. And then he got Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who I, for some reason, thought would drop to me just all the way around. Stupid thought. But anyways, then my second honorable mention for least favorite pick is Zach Moss. I did this and turned around. Everybody's looking at me like, what the fuck? And I knew it. It felt terrible at the time. I didn't want to do it, but I was like in dire straits at running back, just like you had said. And just, I didn't like anybody else around that point. That's when I should have been drafting quarterback. So that's my biggest regret, even given the Russell Wilson conundrum. Zach Moss. How about you? Honorable mentions.
Yeah, Bacon taking the Rams D in the 10th feels very early to me. Probably could have waited another round. I mean, it's probably a case of like, I don't know who to draft. I'm going to draft who I think is the best defense. But then also Mr. Jamar Chase by Stu in the 7th.
Yeah.
Not that he doesn't have potential, but Stu at this point is drafting him to be his wide receiver 3.
Over the likes of Juju, Tyler Boyd, a proven WR3 that can be, oh, wow, yeah.
Also, I mean, Stu is able to sort of recoup by getting Michael Pittman in the next round. So that's a good safety blanket. But yeah, at the time, seeing Jamar Chase go, I mean, Stu took Sermon and Chase in back-to-back picks, and I'm like, what is he doing?
Yeah. Reaching, makes him feel good. This is a classic case of Stu doesn't know what to do if he doesn't have the first overall pick.
He doesn't even know what to do when he has the first overall pick.
It's also true.
Next section, we got to hurry this shit up.
Why do we got to go anywhere, huh?
That's true. This is good. This is gold.
What's the next segment?
Biggest boom team.
Boom.
Biggest boom team. I'll go. So I took this boom as like actual boom or bust. The classic boom team to me is O'Malley's team. I think that a lot of his guys are like high ceiling, low floor type players. Like Eckler is probably pretty safe if he stays healthy, but then Najee Harris, rookie, it's like how much stock can you put into a rookie? James Robinson was great last year. I would have definitely taken him in the 3rd, but new coaching staff, other running backs involved. Patrick Mahomes is always going to boom, so great pick. But then OBJ also injured, and like, is he the odd man out? And the Browns run first offense. Chase Claypool, who scored like 40% of his fantasy points in one game last year. Tyler Boyd, who is in a 3-headed monster in Cincinnati. Kenny Galladay, who is in a new offense and was injured all preseason, so has no chemistry with Danny Dimes. Just a lot of like boomy guys going down the list. Both Jalen Waddle and Mecole Hardman, like the fucking fly receivers where they're like 3 targets, 2 catches, 75 yards and a touchdown, or 0 catches. So he's my boom team.
Yeah.
Could be like he scored 170 or 75.
Right. Yeah. I think that that was the spirit of this question. Who's the biggest boom team? I think O'Malley is a team that can put up the most points for sure. If they all boom at once, I agree. And like Najee, Pittsburgh running backs are just Tomlin hasn't gotten with the times. The RBBC thing is hip. Anyways, my boom. I agree with O'Malley was my pick as well. I didn't write it in because I didn't want to like bias you. So my secondary boom pick is Bill. It's hard not to pick a boom team that doesn't have CMC. Yeah, double negative.
Yeah. Does it
CMC,
not have?
yeah. CMC is very important to having a boom. You combine him with Waller, the Walrus. He drafted a bunch of flyers late in the draft. If any one of them hits and turns out to be like a wonderful wide receiver, I think that that's huge. And then he's got the ringer with Trey Lance, who I think if anything happens to Jimmy G, I do think the world of Trey Lance. As a homer, as a fan, if Trey Lance overtakes Tom Brady in Bill's starting roster, I think that this team can win it all consistently too. I think you can boom consistently, which is super annoying.
I think that's a when, not an if.
It does seem that
Lance
way.
over Garoppolo. And you reminded me of more hate I have for Bacon's Rams picking the 10th because Trey Lance was taken after that. Marquise Callaway on the Saints was taken, and Justin Fields, 3 players who I think could impact a team more than taking a defense. Like he could have taken the Rams defense with his next pick. So, but we're going backwards, only forwards.
Only forwards. Yep. We're on the way up and nothing can stop us. How about who's your biggest bust?
Bust. My bust team is, I'm going with my least favorite pick. Yeah, busting. Are you saying busting doesn't make you feel good? I'm taking Brad's team. I think the Barkley pick was premature. I think Josh Jacobs could be in a timeshare with Kenyon Drake. Hawkinson in the 5th seems early to me. Mostert could lose his job to Sermon. And, without going all the way down the list, I feel like Brad's team has the most bust written all over it.
I'll agree with you. It feels like Brad did a lot of mock drafts. I know he didn't, but it feels like he did mock drafts in the 8th or 9th round, and then nobody told him that it was drafting 4th. That's what it feels like to me, because if he had drafted 8th or 9th, he would have got Saquon, and then he could have upgraded from Justin Jefferson, who also, he's probably going to pan out, right? I'm not talking shit on Justin Jefferson, but
that's a bit big.
He could have had like Calvin Ridley or DeAndre Hopkins, right? And then he still could have had Josh Jacobs like with his 4th round pick or something, So I agree with you there. But my bust, I'm going with Tactical Peebly.
PB Lee.
He somehow forgot to draft a starting quarterback. He also is missing a kicker. That is insane to me to not have a starting quarterback.
That's really funny. I mean, and him and O'Malley both forgetting a whole position group is. Have you ever seen something like that in league history?
Well, definitely. Like there's a strategy to not drafting a kicker, which is
kicker and defense. I've definitely done that before, like picking those guys up. But you always end up when we have like the draft on Labor Day weekend and the season starts like the next Thursday. The last 2 guys you pick, you always end up dropping like immediately.
Yeah, it's wild. So regardless of my thoughts on Brad's draft, it is infinitely better than Pebbles because he forgot 2 positions, which is insane to me. And to make matters worse, he didn't use his waiver wire pickup on either of those positions. He spent money on another tight end. What? Who's just going on your bid? What? That makes no sense to me at all. Like you are playing a different game than I am, sir, because tight ends are not as worthy as quarterbacks. Not that anybody was picking quarterbacks off the waiver wire because we all drafted ours, but My goodness. All
I
right.
like it. I like it. Tactical Peebly.
Yeah. Um, moving into the next segment, my favorite team name of those people that have both set their rosters and changed their new team names. Uh, actually, well, I'm gonna say it first. Fuck you. It's hard to not choose Platinum Bill here with Lansing, Lansing in the Mooney Light.
Yeah,
Uh,
very good.
that is so good. Two players in a song title.
I would like to note that platinum is below diamond. So Bill got knocked down a few pegs. He's no longer Diamond Bill. Diamond is the top.
Wow, that's fun. I didn't. Oh,
I had to look at the rankings too. I was like, wait, he's not Diamond? Is this better? Oh, it's worse.
oh no, Bill's.
Oh no. Speaking of my honorable mention name. So yeah, I love that name. Bill's phenomenal. Silver Stew. It's unfathomable to me that you can win back-to-back titles and be in the silver realm, but that's where Stu is. So I'm your Higgleberry is pretty funny. Although the way he capitalized Higby is kind of strange to me in that I had to like really think on it. Like, what is here like a secret message? And then I thought the L was an I. I was like, Higby, like what is that? But shout outs too, because you made me Google that scene from Tombstone where Doc Holliday takes out that motherfucker. So thank you for letting me revisit that cinematic masterpiece that everybody who knows anything has seen.
Yeah, so I didn't see that film, and I think that Stu is aging himself with the Tombstone reference.
Adam loves that movie, and he is younger than all of us.
Yeah, well, there's also the internet, I love the Beatles and Queen, so what kind of argument is that truly? My shout out goes to Hooked on Stephonics with the family
emoji, yeah.
Yeah. That's just wild that we can use emojis in our team names now.
Shout out Max for that one.
Yeah.
There's a shout out.
All right. So that's fun. I think Bill is actually ranked diamond in our name rankings category. What do you think? Like obviously you're like I don't know, below you're like copper in terms of length.
I think without an unbiased ranking system, it's impossible to tell.
Oh.
And everyone likes to give me a hard time all the time. So a lot of bias in that.
For as great as Bill is, you're probably equally and oppositely on the other side. Like somehow below Scott, who really just doesn't care.
I started one of the all-time discussions in our group me. Okay. So
yeah, that's so funny. What's a good equivalent to that? Like the Arizona Diamondbacks are so bad that we just have to talk about them.
Previous World Series winner. Okay, I'll take it.
True. Different era. All right. Next segment. What are you looking forward to most this season?
3 rivals. 1, 2, 3. With that extra week, get another rival. You and I are matched up week 1, which is awesome. I get to beat your ass 3 times. And then Scott and Evan as well. Those are my other rivals. Which, it's kind of funny. I've been hounding Scott for years to make sure he starts all active players. And I might forget to mention that this year a few times. And then, Evan's always good to poke jibes at, as everybody else in the league. But I'm excited for the 3rd rivalry week. It's going to be cool.
Yeah, I agree. Rivalries are fun. There's always like bets that go on, at least with my rivals. And my rivals this year, I kind of got a stacked deck-ish, I guess. You and Adam are kind of shitty, but I've got Bill. And so he's historically a great finisher.
Must we go to the annals of the league and do most highest average finish?
I know, yeah. That 4th place fedora fits well on your helm. But speaking of Adam, this is my favorite thing that I'm looking forward to this season is the weekly shot out of the toilet bowl. I think that he will be much more attentive.
We talked about it, right? We said it was be like that coffee liqueur or whatever.
Yeah, he brought it up unprompted. That's how you know he's going to stick to it, which is really.
Does he have it? I didn't see the toilet bowl over draft weekend.
I didn't want to bring it up, but yeah, that was weird. How were there not two trophy ceremony? I mean, the trophy ceremony in itself.
I think your headphones are back again. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm turning off my damn Bluetooth.
You're like, it's been too long. We're going to reconnect. You don't know what you want. We're going to reconnect.
That whole trophy ceremony was so weird. How do you not put your own name on your own trophy? That makes no sense to me.
Yeah, there was a lot of fuckery. That, and then it's not seeing the toilet bowl. Like, where was it?
Where's the toilet bowl?
Where's the toilet bowl?
Nobody thought to ask, and nobody really wants to because, like, it's the toilet bowl. You don't talk about it because it might latch onto you. Like
it might get you.
It's like a Horcrux, and it's just. So I'm looking forward to that. And then, obviously, I love football Sundays the most because I just literally am a piece of shit on Sundays and just sit there and like I'm on GroupMe, just like giggling with anybody that will also be there with me. I think, like some of my favorite memories from last season was like Adam was the only person around somehow. And like it must have been like tourney weekends. I don't know. And so like it's just me and Adam just like giggling together, like watching games. That's what I'm looking forward to, is just now that I don't live with all my friends anymore. I think that there hopefully will be more engagement on Sundays. Yeah.
Sweet. I just remembered another low light for me, which very monumentous, was the wall sit off.
Oh, you've been dethroned. Is this?
It can actually beat me the last time we did it too. In Portland.
1 is a fluke, but 2 is a trend.
Yeah, that's I don't know. I guess I gotta train more. That guy, Jesus Christ, his will is stronger than mine is.
You've just been talking shit like needlessly, reminding him to train like for a year. Like I don't know, wall sit, and you're like just trusting in the power of your booty.
It's a good meme.
Great meme.
Yeah.
And honestly, doing a 5-minute wall sit without training in any capacity is so impressive. The fact that Bacon did it for over 6 is
both him and I, we both got over 6.
Okay, well,
Don't discredit my efforts.
My bad. The fact that you did it for over 6 minutes
there you go. Yeah.
without training at all is so insane. And I'm not saying that Bacon was out there practicing, but that guy, when he turns it on, he really turns it on. It's insane. That's what I love about him with Frisbee.
He's got the will.
He has the mental capacity to just do it. And I really don't.
Just do it. Okay, let's get our picks in. Week 1 picks.
No. Did we ever pay up our debts from last season? I think we both should atone in some capacity before week 1. I'm just thinking, because I've had a couple drinks now.
What bets do we not pay off? Apparently, I owe Adam a 5th. He told me this past weekend.
Yeah, there was a lot of dump it, bucket, water bucket.
Oh yeah. I think we both owe a bucket to each other.
Yeah, so I'm down to pay up on a water bucket, and then I think we should at least take a pre-season 1 shot together for anything else that we may have forgotten, or 2 even. I'm down to take 2. Bucket.
Deal. We'll make it happen.
All right. Cool. I think that's something that everybody can get behind. Me and Colin taking shots before week 1. Should we do it 9 a.m. on Sunday?
I feel like I have to strategically pick my spot as I'll be like moving in
Right.
and under supervision. But
Should we do another night?
we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll work it.
Classic work Zoom situation. We'll take this offline.
Yeah.
All right. Who's your pick for How Could I Live Without You versus
Ooh.
Menage a Trois?
Well, we talked about Pebbles not having a starting quarterback, which is great. Yeah. I'm taking O'Malley in this one. I also love this name. This would have been my third place name, the Menage. Love it. But my reasoning is, oh, he actually removed it. Oh, he didn't never had a tight end. That's right. So although the Buffalo Pittsburgh game is going to be one to watch, I think it's hard to stack against the Buffalo defense. You got Claypool and Harris, as we discussed. I like O'Malley's team better overall. We talked about James Robinson earlier, and I think he's a safer bet, especially at your flex, than Corey Davis with the Jets. The Jets have rookie quarterback going. It's going to be, eye-opening for him. And talking about the boomness of O'Malley's team, I just feel more comfortable with it, so I'm taking O'Malley.
Yes, I also picked O'Malley. I think that Najee Harris is going to get like 80% of the snaps. And I think they're going to try to justify their first overall pick, get him some good looks. But more importantly, I think Brodell Beckham Jr. is going to hear the rallying cry from O'Malley and pull an Adrian Peterson a la 2017.
Surgery.
Post-surgery resurgence. I think he's going to try to put all the haters to shame. And that's why I'm going O'Malley.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Matchup do we have next?
We got Yucking McKissick this.
Dick.
Don Stefanix. I'll start this one off.
Yeah.
I'm taking Yucking McKissick this because I still love that name. It's really actually a bold strategy because I think over half of his players are questionable. I think that if all those Qs do end up playing, they're going to take the rookies on Maxwell's team down. I love the rookie hype, but those are a little bit boom busty to me. And so that's why I'm going Bacon.
I'm also taking Bacon. I would like to point out that Bacon has a team name from last year and a picture for his team that actually was his team name before he changed it to McKissick today. So Bacon is double out of date. But yeah, I agree. The rookie's on Max's team. I got to see it before I can bank on him. Also, his running backs are in RBBCs we talked about earlier. Miles Sanders, who should get the majority of the run, but there's still some guys in the wings that are in Philadelphia. Chase Edmonds, I owned him last year. I should say he was on my team last year, and even when he took over the job, he never really did anything crazy. And with James Conner there, and they have a rookie there, I think too. I'm not sold on Max's team, so I'm taking O'Malley.
Yeah, I agree. The Cardinals definitely do have a rookie on the team.
Oh, and Gaskin, we talked about him, which is on Bacon's team. Oh, it's not O'Malley, it's Bacon. I'm taking Bacon over Max.
Probably was last year. Yep. Yeah. That'll be a fun matchup, though. I really am excited to see Max's team play because I think he's got a great boom potential. But yeah, the rookies. Can you trust them? I don't know. Next up, we got I'm Your Hickleberry versus We Demand a Shovery. Who do you got?
Still waiting on that one. So I'd like to point out that this matchup right now is at least projected to be almost identical in points. So that's pretty neat. Who do I have? Well, I'm taking Stu, and I'm your Hingleberry. Lots of Thursday night action for Evan in this one. It's going to be against a tough Buccaneers defense for Prescott and Cooper. Also, there's a little storm cloud right there, so it could be a lot of run heavy game. And for Stu, yeah, that's actually basically it. I'm taking Stu.
I am taking Stu specifically because there clearly is a hurricane happening over Evan's team. Literally, only Brandon Cooks has a not storm cloud in front of him. Every other player has some sort of weather adversity going
Playing
on.
in a dome.
Yeah. I also chose Stu because Evan has 5 players playing on Thursday night, which is historically bad for offense. That's pretty wild. It's also super funny. It reminds me of like all the team themes that happened throughout the draft, right? Like Adam drafting all the Bears, Stu drafting all
Broncos.
the Broncos. Sorry, yes, thank you, the Broncos. And clearly, Evan drafted all Buccaneers and Cowboys. So that's fun. So yeah, so far we're 3 for 3.
3 for 3 and same picks.
And
So
fans, for those of you that are listening, we did this completely independently. I have my picks here on a piece of paper that Colin did not have access to.
yeah, my picks are on a separate notepad on my computer.
Yeah. So 3 for 3. We got McNaji. We got you can McKissick, this old icon, and Eagleberry. Next up, we got Dak Prescott versus Pandulce.
Okay, so I am taking. So right now, Dak Prescott has 0 projected points.
Yes.
Even with that said, I'm gonna pick him to win. I think why I wrote my notes is I'm meh on both teams.
Ooh.
Scott's wide receivers are not great, but his running backs plus Kyler should carry him. So if we look at Scott's bench right now, which is his entire team, Jones and Jonathan Taylor Thomas are great. Plus Kyler projected to get about 25 points right now, although storm cloud because they're on the East Coast. But I don't know. I guess the theme, if we're going with my bust team and Brad, I'm going to continue that and pick Scott in this matchup.
Yeah, I'm also going to pick Scott. I think that
4 for 4.
Well, I'm going to have the like asterisk on my pick for Saquon Barkley not playing. That's what I expect to happen. And I actually do like Scott's team, which is weird. Jarvis Landry as a third wide receiver is kind of crazy, but he has produced in the past. I think that his team is actually very solid, and he was the benefactor of my Russell Wilson pick. So that's why I'm choosing Dak Prescott. It'd be really funny if he names his stupid ass team Kyler Murray.
I hope he keeps it Dak Prescott.
I don't. Next up, we got Big Bill lancing in the dawn, moody light.
Moony light.
Versus Startin Sutton.
Got to be starting, son. So Adam was he's so excited about this team name even before the draft happened. He was like, "Imagine if you had Sutton, your team name could be want to be starting Sutton," and he picked him, and here we are.
Want to be starting Sutton?
He spoke it into reality.
What is that from?
That song.
What song?
I think it's
Nelson.
want to be starting something.
Want to be starting?
Or you gotta be starting something.
I'll
I
probably
think
heard
he's
it.
starting something.
I'm
This was called
familiar.
"Gotta Be Starting Something." That's a Michael Jackson song. Want to be starting something.
Gotcha. Well, it's weird because he
I
is.
said you want to be starting something. Got to be starting something. I said you want to be starting something. You got
Like,
to be starting something.
Once you did that, like I knew of it, but I have no clue. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, he is starting Sutton. So that's
Hey,
yeah. New team name, please. Nah, just kidding. That's who I'm going with. Purely because he is starting Sutton, actually. That's literally in my notes. He's starting Sutton! Exclamation mark.
wow, great reasoning. And the first pick that we're going to defer on.
Hard to bet against fucking Diamond Bill.
First of all, it's Platinum Bill now. Platinum Bill. And this matchup also has a lot of Thursday night action on both sides. But Adam's quarterback currently has COVID. But it's hard to bet against Christian McCaffrey. Okay, Christian McCaffrey is great. I think Waller is a great pick too. I was kind of giving Bill shit about it, but the more I thought about it, like he's the number one receiver of that offense. And then on Adam's side, I think starting Melvin Gordon in your flex is a little bit rough. Now, a lot can change in the next few weeks, which I recognize as we're making these picks. Flexes can be moved in and out. People can be injured and elevated, but I'm taking Bill.
Yeah, I mean, just talking about that flex spot for starting Sutton's team. He's got a couple picks that can like flex into that flex spot, right? Ayuk, hotly hyped pick. Ruggs, he was a first round pick 2 years ago, right? Or like last year, sorry. Aguilar to the cock rings. Talk about coming back to the old faithful. Terrace Terrace Marshall, right? Like there's been a lot of hype about him sliding them into the slot for Carolina with a better quarterback, hopefully. And then there's my guy, Tyson Williams, who's going to get work in the Ravens backfield.
That sounds great.
I think that Adams' team is very solid as soon as Tannehill recovers from COVID.
Yeah, he'll play week 1. I love Calvin Ridley. It pained me so much to not choose him, and then I still have regrets to this day.
When you were at the draft board, I distinctly remember he's going back to his boy, just shouting it, expecting you to choose Calvin Ridley. And you chose DeAndre Hop, your other boy. Yeah, that's fun. Good old-fashioned fun. That's what we're here for, folks.
A good old-fashioned hang with them. All right, last matchup, our own. I have a fun thing we can do. Why don't we champion the other person's team? As we're obviously going to pick ourselves in this matchup, why don't you tell me why my team's going to win, and I'll tell you why your team's going to win.
Oh, man. Okay. Wow. If Julio Jones just returns to any form of not injured Julio Jones, this team is a surefire champion of them all. Having
hey, don't jinx me. Oh man, my God.
Wow, I'm getting a little hard on.
Definitely half club.
I think that Rodgers is going to come out I think Rodgers is pissed off at the world given that whole contract situation.
Yes, yeah.
I really do hope that he wins MVP again and then gives everybody the finger and then just goes and hosts Jeopardy. That would be crazy cool. Hopkins, CeeDee Lamb, Julio Jones might be the best wide receiving core in the league. Nick Chubb is tried and true. Also one of the best running backs in the league. The only thing that sucks about him is Kareem Hunt.
For sure.
Like if Kareem Hunt wasn't there, I think it would be Christian McCaffrey, Nick Chubb overall, 1 and 2. So hard to hate on him. Mike Davis took a hit from my Niners today, actually.
Gall man.
Gall man. I actually was like shook to my core that Gallman wasn't getting any like hype in the preseason. I thought that he was going to be a sneaky number 2 for the Niners, because last year he filled in wonderfully for Saquon, and I like talk about an underrated player.
Yeah.
So you are getting fucked, sir, by the Niners' depth at the running back position, because Mike Davis was gonna be a bell cow, and now there's a potential that he's not even relevant.
Or this saves him from further injury potentially.
But he was the bell cow for the Panthers last year. I love Mike Davis. Like
I know. You're the Mike Davis guy.
I'm a Mike Davis guy. I loved him last year. He literally saved my season. So I think that's really. Can I stop sucking you off?
Yeah, it's fine.
No, keep going,
okay.
keep going.
Why do I think you're gonna win? So again, the stack is a mirage, but I think all 3 of your receivers can easily outdo their projections. Especially Judy. I think 12.5 is a little low because Teddy Bongwater is the short pass guy, and I think Judy is like the slot dude. Although I am selfishly hoping those targets go to Noah Fant. Also, Henry and Edwards, your running backs. I think Gus Edwards is criminally undervalued right now. The more I'm reading, and the more I'm just like angry for not drafting him, because I had him last year like off of the scrap heap for a few games. And like he didn't blow the world out, but because he was like splitting time between him and Dobbins, and now Dobbins is a non-issue, and Edwards is good. So that's how you win: is your running back basically Metcalf, McLaurin, Judy, Henry, and Edwards all going off, which is definitely possible. Yeah, I'll stop it there, and I won't talk shit on your team.
You don't want to talk about how Antonio Brown, like 3 years ago, was number 2 overall pick?
He's the 3rd option at best in that offense. I don't think he's gonna be good at all.
Oh, that's so fun. You have to figure out a bet about that.
Do not draft list, that guy right there.
Really? He was on my reach list. That's so fun. Oh, and this is the beauty of fantasy, because neither of us know anything about anything that's going to happen. Yeah, we have such different opinions.
So to recap our picks, we have 4 the same, except I'm picking myself, you're picking yourself, and you are choosing against Bill.
Always a bold strategy.
For Adam, and I'm taking Bill. So you have 2 picks that are different.
Yep. Very fun, very legal. I would love to make a bet about Antonio Brown. Since Robbie Anderson is in your flex, what are the odds we want to do a head-to-head bet on player performance for the year? Barring any injury, nullifies the bet.
Sure. Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah. A nice 5th of liqueur.
What if we go to like an expensive dinner, just the 2 of us, and the loser pays?
Wow. Sounds way worse than a 5th of liquor, but I'm in.
It's a whole season. It's a whole season bet. Yeah, we're fucking adults.
I got a real job. I'm fine. I'm traditionally employed. Well, let's go. Cool. Yes. All right. Any closing comments before we bail?
I'm stoked, and I'm stoked to be doing the podcast again.
Yeah, we're back in it. I'm recommitted, recommissioned, ready to roll. 2021. That's going to be my diamond year. And closing statement: I love you boys. I had so much fun. Yeah, I miss everybody, and I can't wait to like just yuck it up with the boys again.
So make sure you smash that subscribe button for the People's Podcast because we're going to be here all season long.
The People's Pod, the only pod of Frisbee
People's
Touchdown.
Pod.
The People's Pod.
The draft, the ranch, the Frisbee touchdown friends. The cow took a dump in the doorway of its pen. Welcome to the People's Pod.